Up there it is. We are live. Here we are. Hello, Bopia. Hello, hello, Jonathan.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
How are you today?
Good, doing good.
I don't know why I'm hearing my echo myself here. Can you hear? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, we can
Is
hear
there
you.
an echo on your side?
No,
No.
there was a bit before, but
I see. Let's see if I can set a little bit of setup here. Audios. Okay, this looks good. Okay, so all right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Thank you so much for tapping in, tuning in to watch us, to learn about our podcast, learning about our generational wealth, planning money tree, learning about businesses, personal story. Thank you very much. Did you two get an opportunity to introduce yourself earlier?
yeah,
I
me and
guess you
Bouquet.
did. Mhm.
Yes.
Yes, we did some
Perfect.
beginning. Yeah,
Perfect. So we can actually officially go ahead and get started then. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, it's time. 8:02. Here we go live every Friday at 8:02 p.m. Eastern Time. However, today we are doing AM for a special guest, time zone different. Watching the podcast, follow us, join, watch us where you can learn how and why to the following: successful, healthier, create generational wealth and money tree, and above all, how and why it is important to be happier with the people around you. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our honorary guest, Yonatan Dubinsky. He is the co-founder and Playview Sport Video Highlight Applicant Professional Expertise. Let me just go ahead and tell you a little bit about yourself. Um, Jonathan is a entrepreneur and a products expert. In 2021, he funded his co-founder, Playview. It is a sport tech startup that enable amateur soccer player to record their own game using a smart mobile device. In this case, it's an iPhone. Get an automatic highlight. He is a Playview CPO, a Chief Products Officer, and has worked with tech industry in various roles that involve user experience design, products and management. Highly intelligent. He is user research and he trained psychology. He is a trained psychologist that pivot into technology a decade ago. He's located in Israel, which is known worldwide as a startup nation, since it is a country with a highest amount of tech company per capita. Okay, and he is an extraordinary man with a technology problem solver, genuine love for improvement and for humanity and the technology community. He is a strong, kind, caring, intelligent, gifted, motivator, and mentor for many successful technology professional, developer, designer. And now, ladies and gentlemen, he is our co-host, Bo Pierre. Bo Pierre, say hello to him. And
Hello.
would you like to prep him as well, or you want me to prep him?
You're prep. I'll just ask questions.
Good. Jonathan, we're going to have, today we're going to go ahead and have a 60-minute session, 45 minutes. You get a chance to answer the following topic. You're going to get an opportunity to talk about yourself. And then go ahead and we're going to dive deep into your vision and businesses. And then we're going to ask you to share your strategy on the personal and business success, challenges and obstacles. Share your experience how to be and stay healthier mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. Number 5, share us your methodology and why and how to build generational wealth and plan your own money tree. And last but not least, above all, how and why it is important to be happier with the people around you and how to have a strong inner circle relationship. Okay, so go ahead and let's start with number one. Okay, where is my number one? Okay, all right, ladies and gentlemen, here's your Yonatan Dubinsky. Please take the show.
All right, thank you, Chris. And you managed to say my name pretty accurately for several times. So I'm very appreciative of that. Cool. So I'm happy to be here. Happy to come to your show. Yeah, let me tell you a bit about myself. So I'm 39 years old. I'm living in Israel. I have 3 kids. And I've been working in tech for the past 10, 12 years, doing roles that involve user experience and user research and product management. And I mean, I've sort of reached this domain from a relatively unlikely territory. I've used to, at least for a certain portion of my life, I thought I'm going to become a psychotherapist. I was very into when I started my university studies. I was very much focused on human psyche. I mean, I really wanted to know how to be able to help people and to better understand them, to better understand humans, understand phenomenons. And I've done my bachelor degree and my master degree, and I've started my internship. And I was really on the track of becoming a psychologist. And then there was this sort of really turning point, and which I can elaborate on. I don't know if that's the focus of our session, actually. But I've transitioned into a new domain that I wasn't aware of its existing. It was 2013. I discovered that there is something that is called UX, user experience, and it involved technology and psychology. And I was sort of overwhelmed when I understood that there is an area that I can use my expertise in tech. And I was a geek back then, as I am today, and I found that opportunity super exciting, and I've decided to go on that road, which I'm still in. Like, in a nutshell, sort of. Yeah, I can talk more. I mean, it depends on
Yeah, that's really interesting, where you can use technology to also incorporate or help with the field that you already like, that you are passionate about, which is psychology. That's you really didn't really like get out of it. You're still in there, but just a little bit of a twist.
from another angle. Yeah,
You're still in the ground.
I'm trying. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to solve people's problems, and I'm trying to understand what motivates them, but not wearing the psychotherapist hat. It's a different hat.
Yeah, I myself, from a technology background, I was also one of those geeks. That's a new terminology for extraordinarily highly intelligent, gifted person. But I don't like use the term geek anymore. I like use the term extraordinary. This is people that are able to tap into the universe and really gain knowledge and special knowledge that nobody else can able to tap into. And sometimes we do have problem with social skill, but there's nothing wrong with that. People like us change the world. I won't use the terminology geek anymore. I use extraordinary. So I would definitely call you extraordinary.
Yeah.
Learning the psychology from understanding, the challenges and obstacle in humanity, and then applying technology to help that. It's just the same path. It's basically, you just, you're using the same path. So I don't consider you changing field. But since you're highly intelligent, it's also intrigued you in the technology world, artificial intelligence, and how we make it better, how we make it faster, more efficient, stuff like that. Make it affordable. right. That's you. I can relate to you.
Mhm.
Not to talk about myself, but just to validate what I do. I went to Pitt University when high school. I was 11th grade. I went to Pitt, and then senior year I went to Pitt, and then after that I went to a small school because I couldn't relate to a big crowd because I'm very private. I like to be solo because I have to focus, and my mind is full of vision and it's full of idea, and I need just to isolate myself from those 300 students, and I like to focus. So I completely understand, validate your point. So I'm having sometimes I'm having a hard time pronouncing your name. I don't know why. I'm Jonathan, and I go
Jonathan. You can
Jonathan.
say
I
Yeah,
go
yeah, yeah.
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Yeah.
Jonathan.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's Y
so
instead of
so I'm
J.
gonna do my best to pronounce your name right. So if I mispronounce it, I
We'll
apologize.
correct you. If you
Okay.
mispronounce it, we'll correct you until you get it right.
So tell me a little bit about Israel. I want to learn a bit about Israel. What is it like? What's the weather like? Because I've never been there. Please tell me about it. I'd love to learn a bit more about your
Yeah.
childhood background and what you like, and what is right now with current situation. What is it like to be in Israel, and why should I go visit Israel? What would I see? What would you recommend to see?
Well, Israel it's a crazy place for good and for less good. I mean, first of all, the weather here is great. Okay, it's very nice, and it's always sunny and pleasant. And I live not far from Tel Aviv, which is a great city. I mean, a lot of a lot of coffee places and restaurants and clubs and the beaches. I mean, it's a lot of fun in Tel Aviv. Israel in general, it's a challenging place to live. I mean, a lot of stuff is going on here. It's very intense. Sometimes we have wars. Sometimes we have unstable politics. There are all sort of demonstrations, and currently we also have an issue with the government. There always something, but I mean, Israeli people, you somehow get used to this intensity, and it sort of change your perspective about everything. At least that's what I feel. That you have your routine and you can relax, even though the things that happening around you can be quite crazy. I mean, I highly recommend on coming to Israel during the summer where it becomes a bit hotter. And if you do, obviously, I'll show you around and we'll have a good time. Um, what else? I mean, being part of the tech scene in Israel, it's also very fun because we're like this sort of a tight community, a lot of very talented people, all sort of promoting their own goals, and a lot of collaboration and mentoring, and doing really amazing things together, establishing companies and really inventing technologies. I'm happy to be a part of it. And Israeli people are also known to be pretty pushy. I mean, also, I've worked in organizations, global organizations, and usually when you talk to, I think people from the US and also Europe, but I think the US mainly, sometimes it takes them a moment to process like what's like working with Israelis. It's sort of a Middle Eastern stereotype, which is a bit true. But it really helps you promote stuff and sort of reduce some of the well, being in the States. So sometimes people in the US, you're not sure exactly what do they mean. I mean, are they're just being polite, or they actually like your idea? They think that there's something that everyone should do, or maybe they don't really believe in it. I mean, I think there's something that, at least for me as an outsider, sometimes it's hard to understand people's intention, and I think that sometimes people themselves, there's miscommunications around that politeness, which, I mean, it's a good thing, but sometimes you just need someone to tell you, straightforward, what does he think, what's our path, where should we go, what is not the path, to be very clear about that. And I mean, I think sometimes it's a balance, basically.
Yeah, that's completely something I can, agree with you. Here in United States, we happen to think we're better than everybody else. Living in the United States since 1985. Uh, so I've been here for many years. I face a lot of challenge and obstacle, because of that stereotype that you're saying about people coming in or people live outside. They think around the world is a third world country until they realize if they did do a personal travel the world, their mindset completely changed. That it's a beautiful world out there. It's not as what we see on TV, what we not see on social media. It's all war and killing each other. No, that's not facts at all. That is just watching the new. That's all you're doing. You live in the new world, not in live in the real world. When you travel the world, like I meet so many amazing people that are kind, that are gifted, that are intelligent, that are compassionate, that are very understanding, and they really genuinely want to take care of you. I mean, I have faced so many people, and that's why me, from an outsider as a refugee to become American citizen, and I love United States. Do everything in my power to enhance United States, so I am part of the big circle. So believe me, there's a lot of us we talk about in a relationship. I personally cut off those type of people immediately. I don't associate with them. I create my world. They join my world. They live in my world, and that's just why I handle things. So if just to agree with you, don't worry about it. Who care what United States think? There's going to be a lot of us here in the United States would love what you do.
Mhm.
Like myself, I love what you do and what you have offered so far with this sport technology. It aligned with my vision. It aligned with my mission, my goals, my plan of action. So hopefully when I get this opportunity to make it work for you and come to an agreement, I think it's going to be amazing.
Mhm.
The world's going to know about you. The world's going to know about your technology. So I have no doubt. So keep pushing hard. Keep doing what you're doing.
Mhm.
Okay. So where would you take me if I would you take 1,000 if I invite 500 to 1,000 Ubamian membership to come visit Israel or Dubai? Where would you recommend the place in Israel that'd be a great place for 500 to 1,000 membership of Ubami membership to come in and visit you guys?
Wow. Okay, that's a lot of people. I don't know. Obviously,
How would
it
you
has to
impress
be.
all of us? It's like if I take those people to Dubai or Thailand or Puerto Rico and have this amazing place to get together and meeting the mind of highly extraordinary people together and really genuinely, meet each other face to face rather than on social media.
Mhm. Yeah, well, it have to be in Tel Aviv. I mean, that's where all everything happening. Um, yeah, probably you'll have to get set up somewhere, and I mean, you'll have a good time for sure.
I want to celebrate. That's when I start a company. It's going to be 4 co-founder, and then 3 of us can do a 3 months vacation, and one of us still running it because we're
Mhm.
never going to be a slave to that business,
Okay,
right?
it's a business trip. It's not a vacation.
Yeah, no, it's more. It's like a business trip, but it's like a vacation. They don't have to worry about the business that they started. Just go in, meet extraordinary people that you've been meeting through Zoom, through StreamYard, through Zoom, and now you actually can meet each other in face. It's like me and you. I never met you in person from a physical world, right? 3D world, but now I can actually physically can shake your hand. I can look at you in the eyes. I can actually hear your voice through my own ear rather than through technology. That's going
Mhm.
to be amazing. And this is people that have similar mind. Powerful. It's going to be a powerful meeting. We just go in and have fun, and that's it. Just meet each other and talk to each other about whatever.
I wish. I wish.
So so what would you like to share with the world if somebody's watching our podcast right now? What would you like to clarify about Israel and about yourself that you can actually want them to know about you or Israel?
I can say that Israel, and I guess like many places, I mean, we have a lot of different opinions in here, and usually I prefer not to involve business with politics. So, I I don't want to talk about it here as well. I don't have a strong opinion, but I know that once you start, you get into this sort of spin, and I just don't want to go down that road.
I understand. I completely understand. Like I said, only when you feel fun and comfortable about discussion about things. There's three things that we don't talk about is religion, politics, and a business model that doesn't fit our rules and policy, which is the multi-level marketing, the pyramid, and the Ponzi stuff. So that's the thing that we ask our member to, to stay away, and we'll keep it private and don't do stuff like that because people don't feel comfortable. And
Yeah. I totally can relate to it. I don't say that I believe personally, I'm on the very liberal side of the spectrum. Like I believe, everyone should do, should be able to fulfill themselves and get full human rights, and everyone are equal. And that's like my personal perspective on stuff without relating it to to a specific politic argument.
Yeah. And I can explain a little bit more about a detail of what our ultimate vision is with the Ubami. You would fit in. Oh, we have another guest. Give me 1 second. Hello. We got another co-host. Thank you so much, Bong. Sue.
Did you get my message?
Oh, I didn't see it. Then I was like doing something else with the.
Okay.
Thank you so much for waking up so early. You in California? Where are you? Arizona, California? You're always on a move.
East Coast, Washington D.C.
Oh, okay. So you're on the same time frame I am at this moment. So you're back.
I don't know who I sent the message to then.
The nation capital from Washington, from the U.S.
Is that where you live?
Virginia. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I sent to someone in California.
Between Harrisburg and here, that's where I grew up. Where I brought up here in the 80s.
So anyway, let's not interrupt Jonathan's thought process. Say hello, and then we'll get him back on track.
Jonathan.
Yeah, I've been listening, so I'm like, oh, I need to get in.
You have the link. That's right.
Yes.
So anyway, go ahead, Jonathan. You were finishing your thought. Let's connect all the two dots together.
Yeah, just I mean, let's sum it up with that, and put the politics behind, and let's not get into religion at all.
Okay, let's move on. Let's go ahead and move on to number two. We're going to make it real quick for him because we did took a lot of time from him. So let's go ahead and dive a little bit faster. So let's dive a little bit deeper into your business at this moment. So tell us about your technology at this moment, what you're offering.
Right. So okay. So in 2021, I've co-founded with two of my colleagues, Or Pines and Yoav Lieberman, a startup that is called Playview. So what we're doing is we have a mobile app that enables amateur football players, soccer players. When I talk to American soccer, European football. But for your audience, I'd say soccer. So soccer players to use technology that up until our app, they did not have access to it. Okay, so currently, if a soccer player would like to record, if they want to record their game and get automated highlights like professional has, like they see on TV, the only way for them to do that is either to do it manually, place a camera, and then edit the whole footage, which is it's a long process, and usually people they don't have the capacity to do that. So there are AI algorithms that actually can do that, but they're part of very expensive equipment. They have to invest thousands of dollars in order to really be able to buy this equipment and to pay expensive monthly subscriptions. And we came up with a technology that bring all of these capabilities into their mobile phone, so they can just download an app and place their phone in front of a soccer field, press record, play the game for an hour, for 2 hours, and then we produce them a highlight automatically. And this is just the beginning. I mean, once we'll have their highlights, there's so much more that we want to do, and this is in relation to the vision part. I mean, one of the stuff that you want to be able people to do is to also be able to create their own sort of player card, that they have like a selection of goals that they've created, and then they'll be able to share it with the world. So one of our early names before we've decided to go with Playview was actually ScoutMe, because we've imagined that this tool would actually help soccer players worldwide to be discovered by scouters from the big teams, because they'll be able to record themselves playing. It could be a teenage boy in Cambodia, for example, playing and creating himself a highlight video using this technology, and getting exposure that previously he could not achieve. So when I'm thinking about our vision, we're actually a tool to democratize soccer. This is how we see it, because we'll be able to empower talents around the world, and to bring them exposure that they could not get before our vision will set place.
So this is more like recording individually, and then they would send it to Playview, and then you edit it or make it to.
So they're recording the game, and at the end of the game they get a highlight. They can record an hour of a game, and our algorithm identifies the interesting moments that are happening within the game, and they get a video of 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes, depends on the amount of time that they played, and it's already edited, and then they can extract out of that 5 minutes, let's say 3 sections with goals that they themselves scored.
Mm-hmm. I see.
And then they can publish it. I mean, mm-hmm. And they can they can, and it's very much depends on the generation, the type of person. Some people like this exposure to put everything on TikTok and on various platforms. Other people mm-hmm. might just share it internally with their families. Each person can do it whatever they want.
Yeah, it is a powerful app. So far, just while we're doing this podcast live, I already have 4 teams play last night. Already text me, when's the video coming out? They can't wait to see that highlight. So and that's how excited they are.
So yeah. Yonatan, you better get to it.
We are, and maybe we should add a disclaimer that Chris is a fan of the app.
This is not only.
I'm only in the test pilot. I'm only testing it right now, so we didn't have anything agreed. We didn't have anything just to.
So it's not only for soccer. It could be for any sports, right?
Yes, that's definitely our vision. Currently, our main the first vertical that we tackled was soccer, but our next one will be basketball, and there are other sports that that we might evolve to. It very much depends on the market and the business. But the idea is amateur sports players in different areas,
which is fit our United We Play Sports League perfectly. We just happen to focus on soccer right now because I personally have a passion for soccer. I've been playing soccer since I was 4 or 5 years old. I could remember playing the sand dust and in the rain, everything, everywhere. Mm-hmm. So soccer is just basically our first project that we're doing, but it is the company is actually called United We Play Sports League. So there will be more sport coming, and I already have facility that are talking to me in the process of, having me using the indoor facility like a basketball court, or all kind of. I mean, the whole North Allegheny High School. I spoke to a gentleman, and he loved what I do, and he's excited about it. We can't wait. So with your technology, I think you're really gonna make my vision come true. Hopefully.
Really? Yeah, I wish.
Yes. So, but let me just tell you a little bit about the two co-hosts. The two co-hosts is basically part of my Kabami co-founder. They are the true believer in our vision that I spoke to you earlier today. So not only they supportive of it, they're fully invested into it. So they believe in the vision that we have under the Kabami and Ubami. So when you speak to them, you can connect with them directly. Any question, any concern you have, you can also contact them. If you want the number, it's all transparency. You can have their number as well. Okay, so they just want to be open book to you. We're here to support you. So you're going to have the whole community support your vision as well. So whatever we experience, we'll share with you. Whatever you need to know, ask us. We'll experience it for you. We'd be the test pilot for you.
Yonatan, are you familiar with like Pixelot? Because we were looking at Pixelot too, but for some reason it didn't work out for us. So yours is not really like so Pixelot takes the whole field, the whole game picture, video of the whole field, but yours more like focus on one individual. Is that right?
Not exactly. And yeah, Pixelot, we're very familiar with it. Our CTO, one of our co-founders, is an ex-Pixelot algorithmics, and he brings a lot of knowledge around AI and sports. So Pixelot records the whole game with this dedicated equipment and infrastructure. We're recording the two halves of the game currently with two mobile devices, and we're not focusing on a specific person. We capture highlights from in a manner that is not that different than Pixelot. And the beauty of it is that we're very flexible. I mean, currently we use two devices, but we can scale and use 4 devices and cover more parts of the field. I mean, we can decide how many devices we want to add. Like at the core, the difference is around the equipment and how easy it is to anyone to use it without any special preparations.
So this is so we can use it with our phone. I don't have iPhone. I use Android. So would it work on Android too?
So currently not yet, and we've started from iPhones because of the similarities between iPhones worldwide and Android devices. I mean, they're much more diverse, and we are working on our Android version, but not yet. That's like on our roadmap, and we will get there. And we know when we'll get there. We predict at least that, I mean, the amount of usage will jump significantly as Android is more prevalence. Yeah.
And it's really easy to use. What I did was, being his test pilot, I, have a few iPhone of myself. I'm having difficult time asking Play to bring the iPhone. Even they bring it, they didn't download the app. So kind of it's just easier for me to explain to them, say, look, guys, you're going to download this access code from the co-founder. He's going to send you the access code, download it. Once you're done, let's test it first. And then I set it up from, there's 2 iPhone that we're going to need. One, the starter, they're going to say join the game, or you can start the game. So when you click on start the game, it go through the whole process to tell you all the direction. It's very simple direction to follow, easy to follow. I click on all the process to start work, then I start setting up my second one, point, click, record, and I'm done. That's it. It's very simple. And probably 50% of people right now have iPhone, but with my group, probably more like 80%. So iPhone is I think him picking up iPhone is the right decision to start, but adding additional Samsung or maybe the top three smartphone to use. I think that would be something, but that's another development question there.
Yeah.
Strategy. But with the iPhone, it's very simple. So we're using it. I think, how many video we record for you so far?
Wow, I've stopped counting. A lot. You've been. Could it be 20? I don't know.
Yeah. So we have about 2 games every days, and we play Sunday, we play Wednesday, we play Thursday, and sometime on Monday. But every day that we play, there are always going to be 2 games. But there's 10 teams in the league right now, so there's always something going on. But once I grow and expand, when I have one big field that play 3 games in 1 hour, so that might mess you up with the system yet. But right now we only record in one field with 2 camera, right? With 2 iPhone in this case. Yes, it's very simple. So I love it so far. I'm very pleased, and players are excited to see the highlight, and they can't wait. I said, listen, they take them time to process all this. It doesn't do that like live feed that I did with live stream.
Yeah, this is another vision we have, that it will happen much faster, because, and this is very sort of pivoting into the technological spectrum of the app, but we would do the whole processing on the mobile device itself. I mean, this is our goal. Currently, what's happening is that the players record, and then it's been uploaded to our cloud, and the whole AI magic happens in the cloud. But what we will be able to do is to do everything on the device itself without uploading, and it will shorten the amount of time from the end of the recording and the highlights production. And this is something that is achievable, and this is where we're heading.
Yeah, that is the challenge that a lot of us is facing when we do recording live on an iPhone. We have to upload it to YouTube or upload it to Facebook. Sometimes it's just too large, too big, and unable to do it. I did that with the other facility because I couldn't access the internet, so I have to do it directly through the phone. And the next day, people ask me, "Can you send it to me?" I can't, because they won't allow me, because it's just too large, too big. So those are the challenges. But that leads us to the number 3, Yonatan. Let's go ahead and share strategy on your personal and business success, challenges, and obstacles. Please.
Very important. Drop the phone. Sorry. Got excited. The challenge, obstacle, we all have those.
Yeah. The strategy. My personal strategy, I feel like there's a lot of trial and error. There's a lot of curiosity involved. And maybe the key ingredient is motivation. At least I feel that in order for something to be successful, you need to want it. It can be something that you've seen other people do and it works for them, so you'll say, oh, so I'll do the same. At least it's my own personal perception that's saying that it can work for you if you had that inner passion, inner motivation to achieve something, and then you'll be able to harvest your powers, your energy, and make that happen. Because if you try to do something, and I'll even be very, very specific, back in the days when I've pivoted from psychology to tech, one of the options I've considered was to become a developer, to learn code, and to really jump right into the heart of the tech. And that didn't work out for me well. I mean, I've discovered that not only that it's hard, okay, some things are hard, but what I've discovered is that I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to write code. And I know that there's good business in it and a lot of people are doing it and it's where the money is, but my motivation wasn't there. And I think that one the main reason why it did not work. So yeah, if you're asking about my strategy, the strategy is to find something that you're passionate about, and then to really to put your entire weight on it, and not for a week and not for a month, for years. I mean, really to put everything you have in order for a vision to be fulfilled.
And how would you handle people that doubted you, or the people that kind of make it even more difficult for you?
How would I? Can you
Yeah.
repeat?
So do you ever run into experience that, you have all this passion, but you always have that obstacle from another person, like kind of doubted you, like you're trying to share your vision with somebody and they don't give you the time of the day. How would you handle that?
Well, there's the expression, always, it's always a challenge for me to translate expressions from languages. But if you can getting through the door, you're getting through the window, right? I think there is an expression like that in English as well. If someone is not cooperating, or disturbing your business, then I'm not a fan of bumping into walls. Like if there's a wall, you should go and pass it, go around it, and find another way in. Yeah.
Like
So
the
if you want
water.
to I'm sorry, go ahead, Bong.
Is it like the water? You have to
The
have the water personality. You find a way to get in through the wall.
could be. Yeah.
That's what we use.
Is that like expression about Bruce Lee? Like
Yeah.
if the water's in the cup, become
Yeah.
the cup. Right? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
Be water, my friend. Be
Yeah.
water, my
Yeah,
friend.
that's what we're trying to say. Be water, my friend.
Be water. Is that what you're trying to tell him? Like,
Put
if
in
you
a
have
cup.
that water personality,
Very
you could be
good.
anything you want to be. You can get things done if you really want
Yeah,
it bad
you
enough.
find the cracks in the wall where the water goes, and you go through there. Yeah.
You water, you can find a way to get in, and that's the analogy we use to motivate ourselves too, our team. Love it.
Wow. But anyway, let's go ahead and we're running out of. Go ahead and share your experience how to. Can you hear me?
Yeah. We kind of lost you for a second. Okay.
Yeah, because I somehow I don't know how to block the call while I'm doing this. I gotta find a way how to block all the activity on my phone. So let's go ahead and move to number 4. Share your experience how to be and stay healthier mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. Save the financially last, because that's going to lead into building generational wealth and plan money tree.
Right. Healthier. Well, I mean, I find these aspects interrelate. I mean, I think that doing something that you love, that you're passionate about, is not only promoting you financially, but it's also promoting your health, your mental health. And I mean, as for spirituality, I feel like I've been in different parts of my life. I've sort of I've went through different phases with spirituality, and now at least you're talking to me now, not 20 years ago. I mean, now I think it's also relates. I mean, if you're doing something that you love, then I find spirituality in it. I mean, you're sort of fulfilling yourself, and it's rewarding. And as for the physically, I mean, I would say that is the part where I find the most challenge, because when I have a project I'm fully invested in, then usually really taking care of myself physically is not being prioritized enough. And that's something that, I wish I could find a balance to do more properly. So I won't give you tips on that. Yeah.
Well, you know what? There's always activity. I think walking, it's the start off, every time you had that moment. I know you're busy, because sometime when you in the midst of your programming and your project, it's kind of hard to take yourself out, because to us, from our personality, it's like an addiction. Like, we trying to solve something. If we can't, we can be there 24/7. If we still can't do it, we still don't want to give up. It's
Mhm.
just that personality that I always encounter. I can't stop thinking, because my brain, and I'm sure your brain probably works similar, that you just have to find that solution.
Mhm.
It's that
Yeah.
that no surrender, no giving up personality. So, but I would recommend you, like me personally, when I put the soccer game together. Oh, excuse me. So I completely try to play with them. So that's how I stay fit. So is there any things that you do on a daily basis when you have that moment of free time, that you say, hey, I gotta stay healthy and be physically healthy? What do you do to on it every time
Yeah.
you have an opportunity?
I mean, I used to run, but now we're in the startup readiness phase. It's very total to run such a company. So it's a trade-off. I mean, I feel like I can't do everything. And I said in the beginning, I have 3 little kids. Okay, wow, there's a lot of stuff that's going on throughout the day. So that's like a goal for the future, I would say.
You're young. You're still very
So
young.
they
I'm,
run you around already, so you really don't need physical exercise.
but
Yeah.
recommend it. Don't get out of shape. Just stay fit. Stay fit. Have fun and
Yeah.
stay fit. So.
It
Yeah.
looks like you're in shape already, so I don't get exercise too, but I I run around a lot, going from appointments to appointments. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Right. So, and I think reaching the financially, as I said, it's very much related. I always had a side project, no matter what I did, like what was my main job, and and it's like a match. You need to find also the thing that you're passionate about, and the thing that you think that can produce revenue in some sort of manner. And even if you don't have all the cards, all the information, a concrete business plan with growth and everything by the book. I mean, if you have a direction, I really believe that you should go for it. Because sometimes when you plan such moves, you can get lost in the analysis. Like you plan so much and the numbers, and you think, where will you be in a year, and 2 and 3, and do you need to invest in this or that? And at that point, usually I sort of get back to my motivation, and I think, okay, do you want to do that? So if you want to do that, I mean, I think you should do that.
Yeah, I see. Okay, so let's any before we move on to number 5, we're at 9:22. We did give that extra fixing the technology situation on my end. So let's try to finish this things up in about maybe 10 minutes. Is that
Mhm.
okay with you?
Yeah,
10
yeah.
minutes?
Even if I aspire to even 7 minutes.
7 minutes? Okay, let's do in 7 minutes, okay?
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and focus on him, and we're gonna take the question back a little bit, let him focus on what all his answer for him. So let's go ahead and since we're talking about finance, I'm gonna
Mhm.
share a little bit of my finance, how I can relate to your project and my project, how we're gonna build generational wealth. I can explain a little bit to you of what I'm thinking as well. So,
Mhm.
but more importantly, it's your show. So let's go ahead and share your methodology on why and how to build generational wealth, and how do you plan your own money tree. If you can suggest to me and to my co-host and our audience, what is your way, Show me the way.
Our favorite question.
Yes, Phi is always our number one.
Yeah, well, I have a very concrete plan that you as a pilot participant are aware of, at least part of it. I mean, our startup, Playview, its goal is to really to spread worldwide and to address what is currently a blue ocean from a business perspective, because the market of the professional players is pretty packed with various solutions in the sports tech industry, but the amateur sports players, they don't have that richness, that those vast options, and we aim for that audience. I mean, we're big believers in that audience. There are a lot of people who are sports fans and players that are what we call the non-registered players. They're not part of any official organizations, but they play, and they play constantly. In a recent FIFA report we've read, there are more than 500 million such non-registered players, and I mean, we want to be able to reach this audience. They will know our product. They'll be able to initially produce highlights, but we have plans to become a one-stop shop. They'll be able to find fields, to form teams. They'll be able to purchase equipment. They'll be able to communicate with one another. We also have a vision about a feed. Okay, they'll be able to view each other's goals, to rank them, to upvote them. I mean, there's so much stuff that can happen on that platform, and the responses that we get from everywhere are very good. Okay, people love that idea. Their only question mark is around that blue ocean, because entering such a place, it's a risk, and they're sort of waiting to see us explode, and now we're investing for it to happen, for that growth to take place. So if you're asking about money trees, I'm working on it. I mean, this is my journey currently. Yeah.
Yeah, so from my perspective, just to add on to what you're saying, I'm when you said a one-shop stop, I mean, I'm light up, my brain lights up,
Me too.
because I have so much plan of what we're doing with this sports league, and if we could just reach, let's just say 100, and I've been speaking to a lot of players, said, how would you value this? Would you pay $1 a month membership to access your highlight? I said, yeah. Would you pay $5? Yeah. Would you pay 20? No. But again, it's powerful, because even you have $1 and you got 100,000, that's $100,000 a month. And that's how I plan to build my generational wealth, is having this amazing program, right? And grow it throughout the United States. So how do I plan Money Tree? Me, when I grow to every location, I get 10 investors to invest into this facility, to prepay them so I can get it cheaper. So my investor would have the opportunity to plan their own money tree, because we have secure and guaranteed insurance to protect them. Because majority of my investors, they're mom and pop. They're saving money under the mattress. They're paying, they might be their last money, they're saving for their kids. So I want to make sure that if they give me $1,000 or $2,000, I want to make sure they're secure and guaranteed. So with this plan, helping the investor to grow with me, and then having the technology, the video highlight, to only charge them $1, $2, $3, $4, or $5, I think that's workable. And I've been doing a lot of, a lot of tests, a lot of pull, and ask them question, hey, how would you value this asset? How would you value what I'm giving to you? What would you pay for it? Like even my uniforms, I provide merchandise to them too. So, stuff like that. So that's what I'm planning, is how to build generational wealth. It's deliver yourself to the mass. Take your products and deliver to the mass. Because if you have something that's important, and then the whole world love your product, That's how you build generational wealth. And me, Planning Money Tree is for my investor. And how do I give them secure and guarantee? So that's me personally. How do I relate to your project? And that's how I put your project and my project together.
Yeah, I told you initially. I mean, I think there's a good match in here.
I think so. I think so. Yeah. Actually, no, I know so. I don't think so. I know so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Bopia is one of my investors. She is the first one that believed in my vision. And, she dig deep down, and I always wanted to make sure that, she get her money back, and, we plan our strategy. Listen, look, I told me we're on a baby step, so it may not work. I don't know yet, but she believed in the vision, and then we've been doing it, and I think we've been pretty successful at it. Not, I think, I know it is very successful at it this moment. So, every single week I'm charging $220. That's 10 teams. So there's 10 team play every week. So that's what, $2,200 every week. Crazy, right? And then half of that go to this, half of that go to that. But
okay. Number 6.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So let's go ahead and go to number 6. About all, how and why it is very important to be happy with the people around you, and how to have a strong inner circle of relationship.
Yeah. I mean, that's a very good question to end with. And maybe the toughest of all.
We saved the best for last.
Yeah, sure did. I mean, I think that forming really meaningful relationships, that's probably the biggest job that we have as person on the planet, as people that evolve, to be functioning adults. Now I'm sort of wearing my psychologist hat again. And since we are adults, I mean, at least, I mean, if you're able to sustain such relationships throughout the years, I mean, I think that's where you'll find meaning. That's where I find meaning, whether it's with family or close people that are with me throughout the years. And I think that everyone should always remember that these are things that need to be invested in relationships. I mean, not to take it as granted that the people around you do not need some of your bandwidth as well. And if I'm jumping a bit to the previous question where I said, okay, well, maybe I'm not running as much as I would like, but as far as investing in relationships, that's something that should always be prioritized, as it really gives meaning. So if you're asking me, why is it important? Because it's very much related to the motivation. I mean, you want to have passion about the business that you promote, and you want to have passion about the people in your life. So it's all sort of dwells down into two values. And when they asked, and again, sorry, being very psychologist here, they asked Sigmund Freud back at the beginning when he invented psychoanalysis, what is most important in life. So he said two things. Do you know what he said? He said love and work. That's what he said. The two most important things in life. And by work, he meant not only like job, but the way that people work on themselves. They like evolve, they change, they grow. Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll stop there. Yeah,
that's deep. Yeah, that's when you said what bring you meaningful That's why I kind of put this as a last, because I also believe you have to have meaningful with the people around you. Don't waste your time with negativity. Just focusing on what's important to you, what make you happy. And a lot of people, they're trying to change people. They try to be the teacher. They try to say, "Oh, let's give them another chance, another chance, another chance." But the other person have no intention of better themselves. So sometimes you just have to cut them loose and really focus on those people that are meaningful to you, those people that you meaningful to them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's important for us to discuss the subject matter. To don't be afraid to let go.
Yeah.
Yes, to pull them in. Yes, and create your own inner relationship that you value most, that are meaningful to you.
Yeah.
So, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. And because I have a meaningful relationship with my wife, I really need to finish our session because she's waiting for me.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
Thank you
she's
so much.
Yeah, we're a bit past time.
Yeah, thank you so
Okay.
much. I appreciate it.
Just want to add a little bit. He's from Israel, right?
Yes.
We're
I just want
Okay.
to add that when I'm coming from, we take people on a trip with us. The last time, 2019, right before the COVID, we took 5,000
to Israel.
Financial literacy campaign, and we campaign financial literacy around the world.
Wow.
5,000 people in Israel. We have the video. We'll share that.
Wow. Yeah, please do.
Okay. Enjoy your weekend with your family.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much
Thanks
for
so
having
much.
me.
Learning a lot from you.
Thank you so much, Yonatan. I appreciate it. We'll talk again in private, okay?
Cool.
Yeah.
We're gonna invite you to come back to do a TMMP one-to-one focus that just talk very strictly about your company.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay. All right.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Ladies,
Okay.
thank you so much for being our
Bye,
co-host.
Jonathan.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.